You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Bufa. We now know the identity of one of the victims in the body parts case. Police say Donna R. Connealy was one of the two people whose body parts were discovered on February 29th and March 5th. The human remains were found in a Babylon Park, Bethpage State Park, and West Babylon. Connealy was 59 years old, and her last known address was in Yonkers. Now, two of the four defendants appeared in court today, and both cases were adjourned. Amanda Wallace and Stephen Brown are charged with concealing a human corpse and tampering with evidence. Brown's attorney spoke to the press this afternoon.
I'll have further discussions with the DA's office, hopefully get some evidence. That would be nice to see what exactly they claim my client did, what part, if any, that he took, and then maybe we'll have more to talk about.
Two other suspects were in court on Friday and were ordered to continue to wear their GPS monitor anklets. Read the latest developments on this case at Newsday.com. Just click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. And there's a new lawsuit against Bruce Blakeman's executive order on transgender athletes. Now, the order bars transgender female athletes from participating in girls' sports at county parks and facilities. Well, the New York Civil Liberties Union says the order is discriminatory. The local women's roller derby league also signed on to the lawsuit. And the Amityville School Board voted to cut nearly 50 staff positions. Steve Langford tells us why.
So at this point in time, the Board of Education can take any questions under agenda items 2A through E and 3A through F.
Questions abound as the Amityville School District faces staff cuts, including 25 teachers who've been told they're out of a job at the end of the school year, all part of a $3.6 million budget gap.
You still
budget, so you're not actually asking for the community input?
Yes, we are, because we're asking about these items, and when we get to the budget presentation, the community will be able to present, will be able to answer.
You already have made the vote on the abolishment.
We'll make a vote, and we'll just go in, yes.
Outrage and controversy at looming increased class sizes, allegations the school district's budget has been mishandled, and claims of a lack of transparency.
I would urge the board, to ask administration to go back to the drawing board to look at other options than accessing dozens of teachers and staff.
Amityville is among the most financially troubled school districts in the state, in significant stress, according to the state comptroller, the highest level of risk in the state's rating system. The loss of federal pandemic money running out this fall, a major cause of the school district's budget deficit, according to one official. While Superintendent Gina Talbert tells Newsday in a statement, quote, other ways of bridging the budget deficit with the least impact to students is still under consideration.
Ultimately, who's going to pay for this is going to be the children suffering in large class sizes, and the taxpayers are going to be overburdened with taxes. Community advocate Wendy Canestro blames the school board and administration for what she calls spending like drunken sailors. Ultimately, the Board of Education is accountable. The Board of Education handpicked and hired every single one of these central administrators. They are all operating outside of their budget and have far surpassed their budgets. Voters will have the final say over adopting the budget for the next school year, along with school board elections coming up on May 21st. Steve Langford for Newsday TV.
Saquan Barkley is leaving the Giants. The running back agreed to a 3-year, nearly $38 million deal with the Philadelphia Eagles. Barkley wrote on social media, "Thank you to everyone who has showed me love and support over the past 6 years. Forever grateful. Excited for the next chapter." Music and mindfulness. Rachel Weisz takes us to a new immersive experience in a story you'll see only in Newsday.
Surround sound taken to a whole new level. You'll find it at Samania, New York. For 6 months, the mall will host Distance Together, an immersive experience of music and mindfulness created by composer Murray Hittery.
It's about 6,000 square feet that we're in, and it was a clothing store before this, so we had some work to do to get it to look the way we wanted.
Hidary was inspired to create this project back in 2020.
When the pandemic hit, we all, were stuck in our homes. Was like, okay, I can't do live concerts. You know what? I'm going to use this time to write and to compose new work. And I had the idea to create a soundtrack to my emotional experience as I was going through the pandemic.
Distance Together premiered last year at the Massachusetts Museum of Contemporary Art with 60 string musicians playing the composition. Here in Westbury, you'll find speakers representing them instead.
There are 60 speakers in the space, with each one playing a different instrument. And if you can read music, you can follow along right here.
It's like each speaker has its own personality. Right? You have the big bass speakers playing the different rhythms of the bass. You've got the violins playing these gorgeous soaring melodies, right? And everything in between.
I actually live just a few minutes drive down here, so we do know there's some immersive experience here all the time. I think it's pretty cool. It's a good use of the space when all the vendors leave.
Although this experience was born in a time of isolation, Hidary hopes that it can now bring people together.
I designed this space to really be kind of like a sanctuary, almost a sacred space to have reflection, to feel whatever comes up, and it provides a really nice refuge from the noisy world out there.
Rachel Weiss for NewsdayTV.
Now to read more about the new music experience, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the NewsdayTV video box. And only in Newsday, this advertising executive began her life in the U.S. as a refugee from Nazi Germany. Virginia Huey continues our celebration of Women's History Month.
Ultimate Finish, the most wonderful compact in the world. Easy breezy, beautiful cover girl.
From beauty to beverages and everything in between, these classic ads packed a punch with American consumers.
I love the creativity. I love the storytelling.
Now meet the trailblazer behind these iconic campaigns. Barbara Fagan of Bridgehampton shattered the glass ceiling in the male-dominated world of advertising in the early 1970s to become one of the first female ad executives in the country.
I think determination and perseverance are absolutely critical.
Fagan's resolve was forged in a place of unspeakable horror. In 1940, at the tender age of 2, Fagan and her parents fled Nazi Germany. With a pair of suitcases and a mere $10.50 to their name, the family embarked on a terrifying 17-day journey aboard a train from Berlin to Japan.
The train stopped 14 times, and each time my parents had to show all the documentation, and they were always terrified that they would be taken off the train and God knows what would happen to them.
Fagan's family made it to Seattle aboard the Hikawa Maru. In the land of liberty, the young refugee pursued the American dream, with her mother encouraging her along the way.
She always taught me to dream big, work hard, and never quit. At that time, there were not many options for women. I wanted to be someplace where I could help make things happen.
That place was powerhouse agency Gray Advertising in New York City, where Fagan rose up the ranks to become the only female executive in the boardroom in 1983. Fagan and her team created the now famous slogan aimed at saving teens from drinking and driving.
Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
I felt very, very proud of that because I thought, now that's a campaign that made a huge societal difference.
After an illustrious 30-year career, Fagan was named one of the century's legendary pioneers by Gray Advertising. But Fagan says her greatest accomplishment has nothing to do with awards.
Absolutely, without question. Raising my 3 sons with my husband. I'm very proud of all of them.
Proud of her family and her legacy fleeing from adversity to triumph. For Newsday TV, I'm Virginia Huey. What an incredible story. Now to read more exclusive stories just like this, go to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Now let's take a look at your warm Long Island weather. Take a look at these temps. It's going to be a great one tomorrow. Now tonight, we're near 40s and it's going to be windy. If you've been outside, it is super windy today, but tomorrow is going to be a gorgeous day with sun all day long and temps near the 60s. And of course, we want to leave you with your 7-day forecast too.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Home Tax Saver, PTRC Incorporated.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Buffa. Thank you so much for joining us.